Good morning, everyone. So today we will start with our yesterday's point. Now I will share my screen. Hope my voice is audible to you all. Okay. Whether my screen is visible to you, please reply. Is my screen visible to you all? Okay. So we will start with our today's lecture. Very less participants are there. Why is this particular picture is happening? I don't know. Fine. So we have started with overview of cloud computing, and then we have covered the history of cloud computing, how the journey has been started in the year of 1950s and then onwards up to actually till now. It is in picture. So after that evolution of cloud computing we have seen in this particular diagram. Uh, how the particular, wait a second. Let me arrange the camera properly so that proper recording will get started. All right. So we have gone through the evolution of cloud computing. So how the journey was started in the year of 1950s that we have seen. So after this, the distributed computing, mainframe computing, cluster computing, grid, virtualization, Web 2.0, service orientation, utility computing, and then the cloud computing, how the journey has started. So it's a brief discussion we have seen in our yesterday's lecture. So these points we have covered in our yesterday's lecture. Then we have seen the difference between traditional computing and cloud computing, isn't it? So in traditional, all the points we have covered. In cloud also we have covered all the points. The basic difference that how it refers to the delivery of different services on local server. Then cloud, it refers to the delivery of different services such as data and programs through internet on different servers. Then in case of traditional, it takes place on physical hard drives and websites. But here in case of cloud, on third party server, it is been, your data is being stored. So user can access the data only on the system on which the data is stored. So wherever the user are saving their data, at that location only you can find your own data in case of traditional. But in case of cloud, you can access the data anywhere at any moment of time by you, that means the user. Then In case of traditional, it is less cost effective as compared to cloud computing, because one has to buy expensive equipments to operate and maintain the server. So maintaining the server, saving or giving the security, saving your data properly, for that it was taking, means the charges for maintenance are more in case of traditional, but in case of cloud it is more and more cost effective. Why? Because the operation and maintenance of the server, that particular cost is being maintained, or that particular task is by that particular company only, which will be providing you the facility of storing the data, isn't it? So that's why the cost of maintaining the server will be less and less. So that's why we can say that it is more cost effective. Then the difference point we have seen is like it is less user friendly as compared to cloud. Why? Because the data cannot be accessed anywhere, and if the user has to access the data in another system, then he need to save it on external storage. So first of all, you have to store the data on the external storage, and then you have to access that particular data. This way, in case of traditional computing, you have to work on. But in case of cloud, it is more and more user friendly. Why? Because the user can have access to the data anytime, anywhere using internet. So internet connectivity with proper speed is there, should be there in case of cloud. Then here in traditional computing, it does not require any kind of an internet connection to access the data. But here in case of cloud, you must require the fast, reliable, and stable internet connection. So if your task is ongoing process, means just like you need to take updates at every second or every fraction of second, so that time you must have fast, reliable, and stable internet connection. If it is viable, then you will not get proper data at your required time, isn't it? So this is the condition in case of cloud. Then in traditional, less storage as compared to cloud, but here it provides more and more storage space and servers. In case of traditional, it does not provide any scalability and elasticity, but here in case of cloud, it provides the both scalability and elasticity. That is, one can increase or decrease the storage capacity. That means the elasticity. What is that? So whenever you require more data, flexibly you can get more and more data from your server. If you need less, accordingly it will be. The charges will be paid from your side only for that part which you are using. Okay, so not for that for which you are not using. So it will be one of the main benefits of that. Then the next difference is it requires own team to maintain and monitor the system. That will need a lot of time and efforts, and in case of cloud, the service will be served by the provider's support team only. Then in case of traditional, software is purchased individually for every user and requires to be updated periodically. But in case of cloud, as we have seen yesterday, the software as a service, so with that SaaS, so on demand service will be provided. Suppose for example, you may require the Java version latest. Suppose for example you are going for 1.8, and you are having on your own PC, you are having say 1.2. So and you need to go for 1.8 only for Java programs, then that kind of online support, that kind of a software as on demand will be provided to you. Then we have gone through why the cloud computing is required. So the 5 important characteristics we have seen last time. So that is on demand, self-services, then broad network access, rapid elasticity, resource pooling, and measured service. Then we came to the cloud service models. So 3 models, basic models we have seen, that is software as a service, SaaS, platform as a service, PaaS, and infrastructure as a service, IaaS. Fine. So infrastructure as a service, its advantages, cost effectiveness, website hosting, security, maintenance, that part we have covered. Then platform as a service, PaaS. So its advantages also we have gone through, like simple and convenient for user, cost effective, efficiently managing the life cycle, efficiency, etc. we have gone through. And then software as a service, SaaS. So its advantages, that is cost effectiveness, reduce the time, accessibility, automatic updates, and scalability. That part we have covered in our last lecture. So today we are going to see the cloud deployment models. So it was just a rapid recap of our last 2 lectures we have gone through. Still very less participants are there. I don't know why the picture is like this. Fine. So cloud deployment models. So we will start. So in cloud computing, we have access to the shared pool of computer resources. Like shared pool of computer resources means what? The servers, the storage, programs, and so on, we can access through the cloud. So we simply need to request additional resources when you require them. So getting your resources up and running quickly is a like saying thanks to the clouds. So it is possible to release the resources that are no longer necessary. So whichever the resources we are not using, we can release them. Whatever is required for our current task, we can access them. So this method allows you to just pay for what you use only. Just now I told you, okay, you can go for paying for that only which you are using, not for that which you are not using. So your cloud provider is in charge of all upkeep. It functions as a virtual computing environment with a deployment architecture that varies depending on the amount of data you want to store and who has access to that particular infrastructure. So the deployment model identifies the specific type of cloud environment based on the ownership. So who are your client, what type of data they want, then on scale, on which particular quantity they want a particular data, that is nothing but the scale, and access like at which time they want the access, at which time they will be releasing it, all that information will be stored. So with this, the cloud's nature and purpose will also be considered. So the location of the servers you are utilizing and who controls them are defined by the cloud deployment model. So it specifies how your cloud infrastructure will look, what you can change, and whether you will be given the services or will have to create the everything by yourself only. So relationships between the infrastructure and your users are also defined by the cloud deployment types. So the types we are going to see are nothing but the first is public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, community cloud. So these are there in our syllabus. So we will see the first one, that is nothing but our public cloud. So what is included in the public cloud? The public cloud makes it possible for anybody to access the systems and the services. The public cloud may be less secure as it is open for everyone. So definitely the security will be one of the concerns here. The public cloud is one in which cloud infrastructure services are provided over the internet to the general people or major industry groups. So the infrastructure in the cloud model is owned by entity that delivers the cloud services and not by the consumer. So it is a type of cloud hosting that allows customers and users to easily access the system and services. This form of cloud computing is an excellent example of cloud hosting in which service providers supply services to variety of customers. So in this, the arrangement, then storage backup and retrieval services are given for free. So whatever data you are storing, whatever the services for retrieving that particular data or uploading the data, all are free of cost. So as per the subscription or on the pay per use or on use basis, it will be charged. So for example, Google App Engine is there. So if we go for the advantages of public cloud, so the advantages are, first one, minimal investment. Minimal investment is what? Because it is pay per use, it is giving you pay per use service. There is no substantial upfront fee. So it will be making it excellent for the enterprises that require immediate access to the resources. So if you want immediate access to different resources, you will be able to get them. Lecture summary. So we are saying that it will be having the advantage as minimal investment. Then second is no setup cost. That means the entire infrastructure is fully subsidized by the cloud service providers. Thus, there is no need to set up any kind of a hardware. You are directly getting the service from the service providers only. Then infrastructure management and management is not required. That is what? Using the public cloud does not necessitate infrastructure management. So no need to go for any specific kind of infrastructure and all. Infrastructure is what? Suppose you are using high power, that time maybe your server may need air conditioned room, a particular sized room. So there is no need of such kind of a infrastructure maintain infrastructure management over here. Then next is no maintenance. The maintenance work is done by the service providers only and not by the users. So it will be again free of cost. And then dynamic scalability. So to fulfill your company's needs, on demand resources are accessible. So it will be giving you the dynamic whatever data you want at any moment of time, you will be able to access that. So that is the dynamism provided by public cloud. But still, there are some disadvantages of this public cloud, and that we are going to discuss now. In that, the first is definitely first concern will be the data security and privacy concerns. Why? So because it is open to the public, you are providing open access to that, so it does not provide complete protection against the cyber attacks and may expose weaknesses. So that's why the security concern is very, very important in this case. Then next is issues with reliability. So because the same server network is accessible to a wide range of users, it is susceptible to failure and outages. So that means reliability will be a major concern in this particular case. And then limitation on service or license. That means while there are numerous resources that you may share with the renters, there is a limit on how much you can use. So suppose I want the data of about 1.5 GB, but the service provider are giving you only 1 GB. So some kind of concerns will be there, or if you are using more, at that time you may have to pay more. That kind of limitations may occur. Okay, so this is the public cloud. Second one is the private cloud. So the private cloud deployment model is the uh, exact opposite to the public cloud deployment model. How it is? So it's one-on-one environment for a single user or the customer. The environment provided by private cloud will be one-on-one. That means what? There is no need to share your hardware with anyone else. So the distinction between the private and public cloud is how you handle all of the hardware. Okay, so it is also called as a internal cloud, and it refers to the ability to access the system and services within a given border or organization itself. So the cloud platform is implemented in a cloud-based secure environment that is protected by powerful firewalls and under the supervision of an organization's IT department. Okay, so they will be responsible for maintaining the data or maintaining the servers present in case of a private cloud. So the private cloud gives the greater flexibility of control over the cloud resources. So it will be giving you the advantages like definitely better control. That means you are sole owner of the property. You are alone, a single particular user for that particular property which you are buying. So you gain complete command over the service integration, IT operations, policies, and user behavior. Then data security and privacy. So it is suitable for storing the data, storing some data or corporate information to which only authorized people or authorized staff only have the access. So by segmenting resources within the same infrastructure, improved access and security can be achieved. Next is supports legacy systems. Legacy system is what? So this approach is designed to work with legacy systems that are unable to accept the public cloud. So those who are out of your rules and regulations will not be able to access your cloud data. And then customization is there. So unlike a public cloud deployment, a private cloud allows a company to tailor its solution to meet its specific needs. So apart from these advantages, the particular private cloud is having some disadvantages too, and they are restricted scalability. That means what? Ki private clouds have restricted scalability because they are scaled within the confines of internal hosted resources. So the choice of underlying hardware has an impact on scalability. Then higher cost. Higher cost is what? Due to some benefits you would receive, your investment will be higher than the public cloud. So pay for software, hardware, staffing, etc. So whatever you require, according to that you have to pay. So pay per use charges may be little bit more in case of the public clouds. So any doubt till now? Do you have any kind of a doubt here? If no, we will go for the third model, that is hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud. So by bringing the public and private words with a layer of proprietary software, hybrid cloud gives the best of both these worlds. So with a hybrid solution, you may host the app in a safe environment while taking the advantage of public clouds cost saving. Though public clouds are giving you the cost effectiveness advantage or the cost savings, that will be used with the benefits of private. So the organizations can move the data and applications between different clouds using the combination of two or more cloud deployment methods depending on their needs. So advantages related to these are, first is flexibility and control. So business with more flexibility can design personalized solution that meet their particular needs. So it will be giving you more and more flexibility. Then cost. So because we are using the public clouds, so as they are providing more and more scalability, you will only be responsible for paying for extra capacity if you require it. So suppose for example, you want 1.5 GB of data, but the company is providing 1 GB data with free of cost. Then for remaining 0.5 GB, only you have to pay, isn't it? So cost effectiveness is also one of the advantages over here in case of a hybrid. Then security. So because the data is properly separated and the chances of data thefts by the attackers are considerably reduced, you will be providing more and more security in case of a hybrid. Though it is giving you the advantages over here, the system will be having some disadvantages too, and they are like maintenance. The first is maintenance. So a hybrid cloud or the hybrid cloud computing strategy may necessitate the additional maintenance and resulting in a general purpose expenses for your company. And second is difficult integration. That means when constructing a hybrid cloud, the data and application integration might be difficult. So it is also true that combining two or more infrastructures will offset a significant upfront cost. So we can say that it is difficult to integrate this. Okay. And next is community cloud. Any doubt in this? Yes, any problem? Yes, this summer is very hot. I need to drink water again and again. Fine. So we are coming to the fourth deployment model, that is nothing but the community cloud. So it allows the system and services to be accessible by group of organizations. So it is a distributed system that is created by integrating the services of different clouds to address the specific needs of community, industry, or a particular business. So suppose some people or group of people want a specific kind of a service. So according to that, the community cloud will be providing you that particular service. So the infrastructure of the community cloud will be shared between the organizations which has shared concerns or the tasks. So here in this case, suppose 4-5 organizations are there who are having same kind of a requirement. So one particular cloud or one particular server will be shared for those 4-5 organizations which are having same need, we can say some same requirement. So it is generally maintained by the third party or by combination of one or more organizations in that community. So here the advantages of this are, first is cost effectiveness of that. That means it is cost effective because the cloud is shared by multiple organizations or community. So definitely it will be providing you cost effectiveness. How? So suppose one particular server is having the charge of, say, for example, 1000 rupees, but the same requirement is there from other three organizations also. So what the service provider will do, that particular server will be shared with all of you four. So that means definitely four, here in this example, four are not individually paying 1000, but the charge will be 250 to each of the organizations. Okay, so as all the four organizations are having same need, um, and one particular cloud is shared between these four, so you will be getting more and more cost effectiveness in this example. Then second is security. So how the security will be achieved? So community cloud provides you better security. Why? Because all four these organizations are storing their data, so definitely they will try to give more and more security. In this case, टिल्लू दार लाऊंगे, आवाज. Then third is shared resources. So here in this case, it allows you to share the resources, infrastructure, etc. with multiple organizations. And then collaboration and data sharing. So it is suitable for both collaboration and data sharing. So this is the fourth model, that is community cloud. One more is there, that is nothing but the multi-cloud, which is not in the syllabus, but as hybrid cloud we have seen, and with its disadvantages like maintenance and difficult integration, we are having one more type, that is nothing but the multi-cloud. So multi-cloud is what? So here we are taking about employing multiple cloud providers at the same time under this particular paradigm, as the name implies. So it is similar to the hybrid cloud deployment approach, okay, which combines public and private cloud resources. So instead of merging the public private clouds, the multi-cloud uses many public clouds. Okay, so although public cloud providers provide numerous tools to improve the reliability of the services, um, it is quite rare that two distinct clouds would have an incident at the same moment. So as a result, multi-cloud deployment improves the high availability of your services even more. So the advantages provided here are, you can mix and match the best features of each cloud provider's service to suit the demands of your apps, workloads, and business by choosing different cloud providers. Then reduce the latency. That means to reduce the latency and improve user experience, you can choose cloud regions and zones that are close to your clients. Then high availability of service. So it is uh, quite rare that two distinct clouds would have an incident at the same moment. So multi-cloud deployment improves the high availability of your services. So this is the fifth one, multi-cloud. So till now, do you have any kind of a doubt? So here we are covered with all these bits till now. Okay. Then the benefits and challenges of cloud computing and role of virtualization in cloud computing. A little bit big points are there which needs to be discussed in more and more details. So we will cover them in our next lecture. Mm, I will share the study material, that is Word file and the PPT of this chapter, if possible by today or in coming 2 days. I will share that with you. So we need one more lecture to finish up with the first unit, and then we will go for the assignment based on this topic. So first let me share you the material related to this topic, and then I will give you the assignment of this topic, and then side by side we will start with our practical sessions. Also in your syllabus they have not given any kind of a list of practicals over there. Yeah. See here, in your syllabus structure, I will share that particular PDF with you. I think that is already with you people. This is the syllabus part for the ICS. Just now in today's morning session, you were having ICS lecture, and the list of this practical list is given already over there. Okay, but that kind of a practical list is not there in our syllabus cloud computing. It is given that minimum 15 assignments should be given, and those assignments must be of higher cognitive levels than the cognitive levels addressed in the course outcomes. Okay, so minimum 15 assignments are there. We are having 6 topics. So what we will do is, out of these 15, 6 will be based on our chapter itself. Okay, some written material will be there, written questions will be there, and for the remaining we will go for the experiments. It is not written over here ki you should go for the experiments. Just 15 assignments, so these assignments may be based on the experimental output also, that kind of. Okay, so I guess it's 11:47 now. So we will stop over here. Just 2 bits are remaining for this chapter, so I will cover them in the Wednesday's lecture. Also, I will give assignment questions in that lecture. Okay, any doubt till now? If no, you can put your attendance in the chat and you can leave now. Thank you.